I'm going to try to resuscitate a 10-year-old roll of nylon filament. My name is David Gewirtz. Welcome back to Advanced Geekery. Today I'm going to try to resuscitate a 10-year-old roll of nylon filament. Now, nylon filament is hydroscopic, which means it sucks in water. And the problem with sucked in water in nylon filament is when you try to run it through a hot extruder, it just spurts and sputters and boils and makes a total mess. So ideally you want to keep your filament very dry, run new filament, and make sure that when you're ready to run it, it's in good condition. This has not been in good condition. This program is sponsored in part by the Advanced Geekery weekly newsletter. Want exclusive access to my latest ZDNet articles, behind-the-scenes updates on my projects, and must-watch YouTube videos curated just for you? How about fascinating reads from around the web and a chance to have your own project spotlighted? It's all in the newsletter. And the best part, subscribing is absolutely free. Don't wait, click the link below to get your weekly issue and make it awesome. This is 10 years old. It was sent to me 10 years ago by the Lulzbot folks to test out the Lulzbot printer. And although I tested out and love the Lulzbot printer, I did not run this filament because I was kind of afraid of running nylon. Everybody had said that running nylon is very, very difficult to print. So I left it in its original bag in Florida in my humid garage for a couple years. Then I stuck it in a moving truck. And it sat in a moving truck running across the country, taking the southern route until it got up towards near Oregon. Then it sat out in a cold winter unheated garage for a couple years. And then I brought it in here and sat it in the back corner of the Fab Lab. So this thing has traveled, but it's also probably in terrible condition. I went ahead and I pulled it out of my filament storage to try to test it with the Sunlu E2 Filodryer. Or I think it's actually called the Sunlu Filodryer E2. And this thing is an interesting beast. It's meant to get to real hot temperatures and even be able to do annealing. But I just wanted to do kind of, could I take this thing and give it life again? Sunlu sent me some engineering grade filaments. They wanted a kind of controlled experiment, but I was gonna go all out. It was either this or nothing. So I powered up the Sunlu, and then it shut off. And I powered it up, and then it shut off. And then I powered it up, and then it shut off. I was about to get a hold of Sunlu's contact there and say, hey, your machine doesn't work. Until I read the directions and found out that the light comes on the display, then for some inexplicable reason it shuts off, and you have to push the little button in the lower corner to light it back up again. Why? 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 I mean, the machine is cool. It's great, except that the first time you use it, if you haven't looked up this little particular detail, you think you've got a $350 dead machine. And let's keep in mind that this thing is more expensive than like the Yellow Goo Centauri Carbon. I mean, this you got to be serious if you want to use this thing, and I was pretty serious. This is an engineering grade filament from Taulman. It's 910 alloy, and it's still sold. So I was able to look up the requirements for dehydrating it, which was 70 to 80 degrees for 10 to 12 hours. So I ran it at 75 degrees for 12 hours. And then I also ran it at that same temperature while I was testing it and testing the print. So that's what I did. I put it into the machine. I got it all set up. I went in and put in some desiccant. I had a little bag of desiccant, so I pushed that into the back of the machine. And then I ran it overnight. I will tell you that this machine has the coolest light show of probably any machine I've reviewed, honestly. I mean, we're talking Night Rider in green. I mean, it's really cool. So I ran it overnight, and fired up my printer this morning. Now I'm also running it just to make things fun. This is 2.85. Let's see, you can see that it's thick. It's thick filament. It's 2.85 millimeter filament, as opposed to the stuff that you're usually running, which is the 1.75 millimeter filament. But this is what I had for the Ultimaker, and it also runs. I mean, for the Wellsbot, and it also runs in these Ultimakers, which are. This one is from 2016. This one is from 2019. So I ran it in this 2019 Ultimaker. So I'm running 10-year-old filament in a 6-year-old printer, in a filament that's hygroscopic as heck, that's not supposed to be able to run if exposed to the elements. And this thing lived through Florida, a moving van, and a winter garage. And I wanted to see if it would print. So I said, probably shouldn't put it there. So I set up the machine. I opened up the port. I ran the filament out of the port and around. The room got a little messy because this room is not set up to allow a heater to pump into the back of the Ultimaker. But it worked. I managed to run the filament out of the Sunlu and into the Ultimaker, and then kept the Sunlu on and running and heating while the Ultimaker was printing, which was really cool. So the only time that the filament was exposed to regular room temperature, which is 65 degrees or so here right now, was the period of time that it was the chunk of filament out of the Sunlu and into the Ultimaker. So for however long it took for that piece to move was the amount of time it was exposed. And I printed a gear, and I printed this gear, and it is gorgeous. It is astonishing how good this turned out. It is just an amazing little gear. Now, the reason I printed a little gear is this is the kind of stuff you want to build out of nylon. Nylon is really strong and hard and robust, and so you want to use it to replace important parts like gearing. And if you can print it, then you can replace parts like gears. And I mean, look at how good those teeth are. That's the back so I can spin it, but it's a double layer one. So just look at that. This is 10-year-old filament that's been through heck. And it's amazing. So if you're doing industrial grade filament, if you're doing serious projects, then I would say that spending $350 on a filament heater that can get to those temperatures is probably worth it. You can probably get less expensive filament heaters that are in the $100 range or the $60 range, and they might work. But I'll tell you, this did work. And it's got an thumbs up for me. That's definitely the case, because, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. So, for Advanced Geekery, my name is David Gortz. Go out there and print some nylon. Make some gears. Build something cool. And have a great day.